5 weeks of testimony and dozens of witnesses. Closing arguments started today in the Lori Vallow Daybell murder trial.
Did not do that. They said, we're not going to try to say that Lori actually committed the homicides.
She's the Eastern Idaho mom accused of murder, conspiracy to commit murder, and grand theft in the deaths of 2 of her kids, Tylee and JJ, as well as her current husband's late wife, Tammy Daybell.
She's the Eastern Idaho mom accused of murder, conspiracy to commit murder, and grand theft in the deaths of 2 of her kids.
This is Reporter Room with Jessica Della
Thank you so much
Davies.
for taking time out of your day to join me today. I'm so grateful you're here. Let's get started. We have a lot of new stuff to dig into. Today we're going to be digging a little bit more into cult mom Lori Vallow. She was convicted on Friday, May the 12th of 2023 of all 6 charges against her, including doing away with her own children, Tylee and JJ, and conspiring to do away with Chad Daybell's wife, Tammy. It's being reported that her defense attorneys were not permitted by Lori to put on a proper defense that would have pointed the finger at Lori's manipulative husband, Chad Daybell. So why do I think this guy was the puppet master behind everything? Let's dig into it. Chad told Lori that she would be the leader of 144,000 people during the end of times. He talked about her being a goddess. Do you think that Lori is still believing this and that's why she didn't want to go after Chad? Does she think she's going to be elevated during these end of times? Lori is now 49 years old and she's been found guilty on first-degree M, conspiracy to commit first-degree M, and grand theft of her own children, Tylee and JJ. So a lot of people were surprised that Lori was also found guilty of conspiracy to commit first-degree M of Tammy Daybell, who was Chad's wife. And is the fact that she was found guilty a sign of things to come for Chad Daybell? Let's talk about it. So the verdict was read live, and as the verdict was read, Lori didn't show any reaction or emotion at all. She will never get out of prison, and she has not been sentenced yet. That will come in around 90 days. So please subscribe, hit the notification bell so you don't miss any updates. In this case, the Brian Kohlberger case, or the upcoming financial case of Alex Murdaugh. So how did we end up here with multiple people done away with? We know that back in 2017, relatives shared that Lori's relationship with her husband at the time, Charles Vallow, and her 2 children who were still living at home began to shift. She was reportedly reading books about end of days by this author, Chad Daybell. So Chad wrote several fiction books about the end of times, and he lived near Rexburg, Idaho with his wife, Tammy, and their 5 children. But things took a turn for crazy in 2018 when Lori met Chad. Now, Lori's friend Melanie Gibb states that she heard Chad and Lori talking about zombies, and zombies were, according to Lori and Chad, someone whose soul was replaced by dark spirits. So basically anyone that Chad and Lori didn't like. So there was reportedly a connection between Lori and Chad, and they began holding these bizarre, creepy, cultish, religious podcasts together. Now, Lori was married to Charles Vallow and had 3 children, with her oldest grown and married, and Chad was living with his wife, Tammy Daybell, and they were raising 5 children. Lori's former friend April Raymond told 48 Hours that Lori started referring to Charles Vallow as a, quote, demon. Charles attempted to sound the alarm regarding Lori and her bizarre claims. Here is the video footage of him trying to tell law enforcement about this. He is trying to share that he is worried about JJ and Tylee.
How long have you been trying?
2 days.
Okay.
But she's lost her mind. I don't know how else to say it. We're LDS. She thinks she's a resurrected being and a God. And remember the 144,000. Jesus is coming next year. She took all the money out of her bank account today. My truck is gone from the airport. She went to the airport and got it.
What do you think? The whole story sounded so bizarre that law enforcement basically dismissed him, and Lori gaslit Charles by speaking to law enforcement and denying that she said any of these things. Of course, we know now she did say those things, and Charles was right to sound the alarm. But 2019 came around, and Charles ultimately ended up filing for a divorce from Lori. And in court documents, Charles again expresses that he is afraid for his children and his own safety. It is so sad that nobody listened to Charles. What do you think? Please leave me a comment in the comment section below. Charles ends up dead in September of 2019, and it's widely believed that Lori and her brother Alex conspired, possibly also with Chad Daybell, to do away with Charles. And after Charles was done away with, Lori was shocked to find out she didn't get the life insurance policy because Charles had changed the policy from Lori to his sister. Now, Lori moved with Tylee and JJ near Chad, and her creepy brother Alex Cox moved with Lori into the same apartment complex. Tylee was last seen on September 19th of 2019. Lori, Tylee, JJ, and her creepy brother Alex went to Yellowstone National Park, and police say this is the last known photo of Tylee. Lori's friend Melanie told law enforcement that Lori had referred to Tylee as a zombie. Law enforcement tells us that JJ was last seen a few days later on September 22nd of 2019, and Melanie, Lori's friend, told law enforcement that she and her boyfriend David Warwick had been staying with Lori that very weekend. And on the night of September 22nd, when JJ was last seen, Melanie's boyfriend David says he saw Lori's brother Alex carrying JJ into Lori's apartment, but the next morning, when they asked where JJ was, Lori told them that JJ was, quote, being a zombie, and that Alex had to take him away. On October 19th of 2019, Tammy Daybell also conveniently died, and Chad Daybell denied having a coroner perform an autopsy, stating it was natural causes. But just 2 weeks later, Lori and Chad got married in Hawaii. Then in December of 2019, Lori's creepy brother Alex also turns up deceased. He was probably supposed to be Lori and Chad's patsy. So now Lori has been found guilty. She's going away to prison, and Chad Daybell goes on trial next. Please subscribe, and thank you so much. Let me know what you think about Lori and Chad in the comment section below.